Theresa May and Angela Merkel are more alike than is often thought, and now we have the pictures to prove it. Their twinning wardrobes of royal blue jackets and a shared joke about it over an iPad warmed the permafrost that often pertains between two leaders, one of whom is trying to hand in delayed Brexit homework, the other feeling that, as the head prefect in the rowdy EU school, she is stuck with a particularly awkward pupil. The two looked like clones at that meeting on Wednesday in matching blue. But the running commentary on May's clothes is linked to the narrative of her political decline. That expensive, pale blue jacket of despair is starting to look like the unluckiest outerwear in the spring collections. Clothes and power are interlinked, from Queen Elizabeth I's competition in ruffs with Mary, Queen of Scots, to Margaret Thatcher's neat collars signalling prim authority and control. You might well ask why Merkel's wardrobe gets less attention than May, and no, it isn't only that the British press has a greater sense of fun, which it has, and is more attached to trivia, which it is, but it wasn't always thus. I covered the rise of Merkel and her less certain early years, in which her outfits at press conferences were scathingly described by Die Distel, the Thistle, cabaret in Berlin as the milkmaid look due to the bagginess of her skirts and chain store tops. As Angela flourished, she ditched the dirndl look and acquired a wardrobe of boxy Escoda jackets in hues that do not sell outside Germany, fashionistas might say with good reason, featuring as they did an awful lot of mustard and crimson. Since 2005, Merkel has turned to Bettina Schurbach for better cuts and dark jeweled hues that suit her far better. There is even a Pantone color chart of Merkel wear now, created by a Dutch designer. That expensive, pale blue jacket of despair is starting to look like the unluckiest outerwear in the spring collections. Photograph, Mark Thomas/Rex/Shutterstock. Like May, Merkel is essentially a reserved person, with a strong Protestant and small c conservative outlook. Indeed, May has been friendlier to gay marriage, for example, than Germany's moody but sustaining politics at the top level, as Merkel has done for 13 years, is about appearing to build consensus, while controlling the direction of events, and most of all relies on looking more reliable than any pretenders to the crown. May sets deadlines only to find, unsurprisingly, that she cannot deliver on them. Asked if she was running down the clock again with a new EU leaving date, one of her advisors quipped, "She has a lot of clocks." In an uncertain time, all this creates is irritation among her European counterparts. "Tell me," the Chancellor inquired of me plaintively at a meeting late last year, "what does she really want? I keep asking, some of this is power play, keep the side you are negotiating with as petitioners rather than equals, while sounding reasonable." But Merkel's consistency has paid off, as has her stolid attachment to the same kind of wardrobe, with small variations, providing just enough interest and color to chat about. I remember her going into a long discussion of the weave of a particularly textile, but not too much distraction from the day job. Meanwhile, May flip-flops all the while, claiming that nothing has changed. The kitten heel shoes and bright prints one day give way to beige jacket in the weekend address. We don't really know where we are with Theresa, and not just in the wardrobe department. We can bet the Eurozone budget that Merkel's work trousers will be black slacks. Sometimes it's not being surprising that brings home the result.